Greetings to everyone. My name is Kadigiri, and I'm pleased to be with you today. I'm going to start with a small story. A couple of years ago, I was traveling from Nairobi to Kampala by bus, sitting next to this lady from the Netherlands, and along the way we started to converse. She shared with me a story that touched me, moved me so much, about how she had suffered from anorexia for 7 years. And while we were conversing, I was intrigued in finding out what had happened. She said that for a long time, her friends were teasing her about her height because she was short of height. At some point, she started, hating who she was, feeling that she was not the right size. Because of that, she suffered from anorexia, because anorexia actually is a result of self-hatred. You must be wondering, why am I sharing this story? Well, today we're going to talk about identity. It's such a broad, such a huge subject that it was kind of challenging to finding out where to start from. And I want to start with the physical part of our identity, because our physical aspects play a very, very big role when it comes to defining who we are. You look today in this era of social media, we are very so much pressurized. We are bombarded with images every day that pushes us to become beautiful, to present ourselves as beautiful people. And one of the challenges in this generation is to have likes, on your social media, whatever platform you're on. And so you find out that today, for most people, social media or other form of media are what defines to people who they really are. And it becomes your identity. As I'm speaking to you, I grew up in a period where social media wasn't there, but still I had an issue with my identity, because growing up in certain parts of the world, I always felt that I wasn't good enough because of what television was portraying. I'll give you an example. Like, I moved from Burundi, my home country in East Africa, to the US when I was 10 years old. Being a black child in those days kind of felt that you were a second-class citizen, not because you were being told, but because everything you were seeing on TV, anytime you would see somebody portrayed as beautiful, anytime you would see a good commercial showing something you like, you wouldn't really see somebody who looks like you. When you would be at school, you felt, again, it's like we brought what we saw on TV, we brought it into the real world, and you just felt that there were different categories of people, and it was depending on the color of skin and other things, but it wasn't limited to the color. It had to do with your size and things of that nature. When we moved from Burundi to the US, because of the school system, which was different, we had to go back, me and my bigger sister, we had to go back 2 classes. And what happened is, instead of going to grade 5, I went to grade 3. We're talking about elementary school. And I found myself taller than the other kids. So I would feel as a grown-up, people would tease me as a grown-up. I remember being teased because of the size of my feet. The result of that is, whenever I would go to the mall with my mother to buy shoes, there was always argument because I wanted to buy a smaller size. I was fearing of being teased that again at school. And so for many years, I was wearing the wrong size. My mother, ended up by giving up. And I was wearing shoes which were uncomfortable just so that I don't get teased at. One of the other things that happened when we were staying in the US is I started telling myself that my lips were too large. You compare yourself with the people on TV. You start comparing yourself with the cool kids at school. And I got the information inside my mind that my lips were too large. So I developed a habit of biting a piece of my lip. Little did I know that the information that I was digesting was wrong. And this was something that was really ruining my life, and me not really knowing it. I'm reminded of a story which is in the Bible. It's in the book of Judges. for those who read. You can take time to read that story. It's really an interesting story. It's a story about a man called Gideon. And Gideon was from the tribe of Manasseh. And Gideon was visited by an angel of God. And when the angel met him, said, "Mighty man of God," this is, Gideon rejected that idea very fast and said, you don't know who I am. I'm the least of the clan of Manasseh. The angel was sent by God and knew exactly who he was. And so because Gideon received that new information, it led to become a big general, one of the greatest generals of the Israel army in those days. And as they were fighting against a people called the Midianites, God used Gideon to bring victory. This could not have happened if Gideon had not accepted the true information from his maker of who he really was. He had suffered. I believe he had suffered for so many years because, the society he was living in was telling him, "Gideon, this is who you are. This is where you're supposed to be." This is a story that most people can relate to. Depending what part of the world you live in, you're going to face challenges, hardships, because of how you look like. In some places they will tell you you're too black. Some places they will tell you you're too white. Some places they will tell you that you're too short. Some places they will tell you that you're too tall. Like my story. When you look at today, how beauty is defined, you look at the models of this world, the supermodels of this world, they all look alike. What am I saying? It doesn't mean that they have the same color of skin. They're always the same height, approximately the same height, same shapes, same facial features. And as I was pondering, meditating about this subject, doing my research over the years, I wonder, what do the rest of the girls become? Those other teenagers who don't fit with those standards. Who's those people who have that privilege or that authority to set beauty standards in this world? What kind of degrees do they have? And I was asking myself those questions. And I realized that one of the consequences that we have, because so many young girls all over the world grow up hating who they are, having the wrong information, digesting the wrong information, they grow up having low esteem. And because of the technology today, because of the science which has evolved, they would use plastic surgery in some countries where that science is available, where the technology is available. They will use it to change their physical futures. And I'm here to tell you today that you don't have to change anything about yourself. I suffer from that. I know what it's like. You don't have to change your nose. You don't have to change your lips. You don't need to change your jaws and cut them down. You are beautiful just the way you are. The Bible says in Psalm 139, verse 13, that your Maker, God, made you the right way. It says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are no mistake. If you have grown up trying to skin bleach because you felt that you were too black, I'm here to tell you today that the information that you have digested tells you something wrong about your identity, about who you are. You are not too black. You are the right color. As I said before, when it comes to identity, it is such a huge topic which is affecting so many destinies today. And I just felt that this could be a starting point, talking about your physical futures. And let me illustrate again. When at the age of 14, we shifted, my family shifted from the US, and my parents went to Tanzania. I went to live in France, in the eastern part of France, Strasbourg. And I landed in a school where I was the only black kid. And as I said in some of my videos, it was a very challenging time. We would shower together. That was the law of that school. And I always found excuses not to shower with other kids. You're asking yourself why? I didn't know at the time. I just felt uncomfortable. I was giving myself all kind of reasoning that maybe it's because this is the first time I'm in a boarding school, that I have to share my room with others, that I have to shower with others. I was giving myself all kind of explanation. But the thing is, The other kids who were having the same background had no issue in going to the showers with others. It's only a few years after that when God started to give me revelation, to heal me, that I came to the understanding that my problem in that day was that because of what I had been fed with, all the information starting at an early age, I felt that my nakedness was lesser than those of the white kids. I felt I was not happy with my body. I was not happy with the color of my body. And I just felt shame. I couldn't point my finger to the true issue in those days, but it's only much later that I came to understanding. And I'll give you another example. When I was in Burundi, when I came back to my hometown in East Africa, I remember at the age of 17 having Burundian friends, and one of my friends tried to put me together with this girl, a black girl who's a girl from my country. In reality, much later, I came to the understanding she was not what I believe beauty to be. And you can imagine seeing somebody who looks like me and not being able to find beauty in that person. At the age of 17, 18, not being able to see that a black girl could be beautiful. And I tell you today, I find it's a drama, you know? It's a tragedy. And so God had to do a lot of healing in me. God had to bring the reality of what things are. And today I'm a very happy man. I know that people my color are just as beautiful as anybody. I know that human beings are not supposed to be the one to set the standard. And all over the world, young people are suffering from an early age of self-hatred because of who they think they are. And the Bible says in Proverbs 23 verse 7 that as a man thinketh he is, so is he. What you think of yourself, the information that society is driving towards you, ends up defining to you who you are. I remember of a woman, I heard her story anyway. She was dating a man and they were not living in the same city. This woman started skin bleaching. She thought that this man would even love her more if she's light-skinned. And after a few months when they met again, the man was in shock. And he was like, "What happened to you?" And she said, I skin bleached to become, I wanted to have a lighter complexity because so that you would love me more. And this man said, "No, I just love you the way you are. And I'm here to tell you today that people will love you just the way you are. You need to accept yourself the way you are. Your maker, God, did not make a mistake in giving you the height, in giving you the size, the shape, whatever physical features you have. It is just right. And whoever is supposed to love you will love you just the way you are." And so I believe that this is just a starting point. We're going to be talking about, many other things when it comes to identity. But this is a topic which is very dear to my heart. This is something that I struggle with, and today I am very comfortable with myself. Today I am emancipated, so to say, because God has redefined, has given me a revelation about my true identity. And when I go around all over the world today, nobody can come to me and tell me, "Danny, this is who you are," because I know exactly who I am. So till next time, we're going to be doing more videos about this topic. As I told you, it's a very broad topic. So till next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.